So we talked about zone 2 exercise already. And exercise is an important mechanism to improve your insulin resistance. In other words, insulin functions better. It's important for you to empty your fat stores because you will burn fat. And it's important for you to make new muscle because without stressing the muscle, one of the stimulus for making new muscle is not just eating protein, but by stressing your muscle. So, what should you exercise at? What level should you exercise at? If your goal is long term fasting, so in other words, you want to do fasting, you want to get weight loss, you want to get metabolically healthy, but performance is not a key aspect of it. Now, this is important. Performance. Now, performance is different. Now, here we are talking completely about health. If performance is not an aspect, be in zone 2 because you're burning fat, you're stressing your cardiovascular system, you're not increasing the levels of your stress hormones dramatically. The only downside of being only in zone 2 is that you're not stressing your muscles enough or your cardiovascular system enough to improve fitness and muscle strength. So, at some point, if fitness becomes an important aspect, put in 2 days, like if you're exercising 6 times per week, have a couple of days in which you are doing at higher intensity, going into zone 4, 5, and 6. So you're getting the fitness benefit and you're getting the strength benefit from it. So that's how I would modulate exercise and individualize it depending on what the person wants.
So coming back to that zone 2, you can take 180 minus your age and you want to keep your heart rate below that. How low can you go? Say you're going for walks every day for an hour with a friend. Is that enough? Coming from the bottom, I want to make sure we're at least getting, we've talked about it the other way, top down, but what is the bare minimum to get the benefit?
So zone 2 is very specific. What you're talking about is recovery zone, which would be, I would say, I don't know if it is a zone 0 and 1. Zone 2 is one in which you are burning fat at an accelerated rate than at basal rate. Like when I'm sitting down here like this, I'm still burning fat, but I have to accelerate that fat burn. And in order for me to accelerate that fat burn, I need to be as close to that 120. I mean, sorry, for a 60-year-old, as close to 180 minus age as possible, because not only are you increasing fat burning, but you're also giving signals, according to some literature, to make and replenish and keep your mitochondria. Because having mitochondria is important for you to maintain your metabolism and not reduce your metabolic rate. So, zone 2 exercise cannot be considered as just sitting down in one place or walking at a stroll pace in which your heart rate never gets beyond 75 to 80 beats per minute for a person 60 years of age. They need to get to between 110, 115. And some people are of that opinion that you should be as close to your zone 2 peak heart rate. Like for a 60-year-old person, it would be 120. There is another additional argument that the more fit you are, physically fit you are, the more endurance training you have done, that zone 2 starts going up. So, in other words, the peak of your zone 2 for 60-year-old may not actually be 120, it may be 125, it may be 130. Now, you would ask me, how would you know precisely? You would have to know that by doing muscle biopsies and seeing if you're producing lactate in your muscle. Because if you're making lactate, that's where you are turning from fat metabolism to burning carbs. So that you're getting too much into the weeds there. But I would say for an average person, conversational pace exercise is best. For somebody who's a little bit more wanting to be in tune, 180 minus age is best to figure out your zone 2.
If you enjoyed that clip, you're going to want to head over here and catch a full episode. I'll see you over there.
Phytosterol levels are significantly increased in people who are taking a statin. And this phytosterol is causing damage and harm that has not been properly investigated. With regards to the canola oil,